Namaste and welcome, my dear ones. Recently, I was sending a post about some of the senseless violence that's been happening in our country and in the world, and I wrote, sending love feels so inadequate, and yet I know that it's real, and I know that it helps. So today I want to share a practice with you that will deepen your ability to send love as a healing force or vibration, as a practice that has great results for both the one doing it and the people and the world that's receiving it. So I am Kumari, the founder of Divine Human Institute, and our mission is to empower you with energy tools and alchemy techniques to open your divine and healing gifts, manifesting abilities, co-creation abilities, and your spiritual connectedness. And so I have a little bit of setup here so that all of my dear empath beloveds are not overly impacted. I used to not teach this for a long time because I felt like I'm a living, breathing in everybody's suffering. I'm doing that all the time. So the practice is based on Tonglen, which is a Tibetan Buddhist practice, and the word itself means giving and receiving, both. It's a practice of breathing in suffering and breathing out the positive antidote, whatever that may be. And you can do it for any person, any group, any topic, one of your own topics. It's really limitless as a practice. Its both purpose is to increase compassion. And many of you may already feel overly compassionate. I'm an extreme empath, so I know. So I'm going to add a few practices in here that will help you not feel like your physical being, your emotional body, your mental body is just taking in more pain. That is not the point. The point is to ease the burden while opening compassion and understanding, to really be truly with another, truly sharing yourself with other beings on the deepest heart levels. But I don't want you to feel more overwhelmed than many of my clients would say. I'm already feeling all that because they've already opened their hearts. So if you need to get more in touch with the pulse of what's out there in terms of people's suffering, this is fabulous for your increase in detached compassion. And if you also need help to transmute what you're already doing, a way to expand on your ability to open to the suffering of others without being flooded in your being, I would say this is also for you with my additions. So the additions to the Tonglen process, let me just talk a little bit more about that. So Pema Chodron would say that whatever it is you're focusing on, you can focus on a group of parents or teachers that are impacted by a school shooting, for instance, that just happened, or a war in another country, or a shopping center that just got shot up for racial reasons. It doesn't matter. Anyone who's suffering, any group that's suffering, any place that is suffering, you can address in this practice. That's the beauty of it. And we'll also be, I'm joined by my beloved partner Kumara, we'll also be adding to the light of the world and to your own healing with something called Reiki, or universal life force. This is not my personal energy. Universal means God force or spiritual force, or whatever you want to call love, which is always what comes through. It feels like unconditional love, that I'm just able to flow more of that. So we'll be sending this ancient healing practice from Japan called Reiki as well. And it's up to you whether you choose to receive that or not. It's all permission based, so you have an option. And then we will be adding in two things. to the Tonglen breath, and I'll go more detail to the breath. But this is important to get up front. We're going to expand our heart space beyond the physical and energetic heart chakra. So that can be very overloaded, especially these years. I was going to say these days, but it's been these years. Many sensitives, highly sensitive people and compassionate people, empaths, if you will, as well, are overloaded with feeling so much. And the tendency is to shut that down. And so many people have done that. Many people have done that from childhood. It's okay. So this will both help you open back up consciously, and we'll expand to what I call cosmic heart, the unified, universal heart, God's heart, the mother's heart. However it is you want to see what is beyond you, what is beyond the individual capacity to love, to forgive, to release, to heal. That it's a conscious expansion of the heart space, the sacred heart, from the physical individual perspective to the sacred, to the cosmic, to the universal, all right, to the mother's heart. And that helps tremendously. We practiced this morning, and it made the exchange much, much easier, because we're both quite sensitive already and feeling everything overly sometimes. The second is we're going to install a beautiful gift from on high called the Violet Flame. It was gifted by the Ascended Master Saint Germain. If you don't know of him, it's okay. Think of whatever you need to think of to grasp that everything is energy, everything is frequency and vibration. So you're grasping at the highest vibration tool, imagery, technique, light saber, if you will, of a violet flame. And we're going to install that in our heart space so that as we breathe out, we're both expanded to the cosmic heart, and we have a transmutational tool, the true alchemy here that is possible. Because it's not, to me, just about compassion. Many of you already have great amounts of that. It's about how do we deal with more suffering with more ease, and we're not sharing the suffering back. We're actually sharing the antidotal positive frequency, whatever that could be. Sometimes I feel guilty when I'm eating something lovely and I tap into all the people in the world that are hungry, and I start to feel depressed, and I start to feel like, oh, how can I enjoy this beautiful meal when others, it doesn't help them by my feeling guilty or my not fully receiving the blessings that I have. And so in those moments, I have learned to shift into the antidote of I can send the beautiful energy of being well fed, of this beautiful food and drink, the energy, the vibration, the satisfaction, the fulfillment. And so I shift to that. I shift to the higher positive antidote energy as I'm fully enjoying and fully embracing what the world has given me. So that's how this can go. All right, so let's begin. All right. We're going to use the breath and the heart space. All right. First, we're going to add to the heart space the two energy alchemy tools of expanding it. So take a few deep breaths in the heart space, and we're already sending you Reiki. You might already have felt that easing or expansion. And just allow everyone that's imbibing this right now, Kumari and I, all the beings of light, your guides, your healing team, all the compassionate consciousness that is here. Allow yourself to expand your heart with a few breaths out until you are aligning with the divine heart, the sacred heart, the cosmic heart. And you may feel a huge expansion when you do this. And in this way, a drop of pain that may feel like poison when you're in your individual and contracted state versus your expanded and universal state it becomes a drop of poison in an ocean of love, and you can sustain it, and you're not overwhelmed. So just take a few more moments to feel and to anchor that expanded heart space of the cosmic heart. You might also call in Divine Mother here, the divine feminine heart, to help you to more easily accept, understand, receive the suffering, and then be with it a moment for the transmutational power of your own love, the mother's love, universal life force, or Reiki, which I always experience as amazing, unconditional love, and the healing power of Source. And now we're going to invoke the violet flame in that heart space, right in the center of your heart. Picture a beautiful violet colored flame, a living light. The violet is the highest color on the spectrum of the chakra system, represents the spiritual energies. So invoke, command, ask, invite that violet flame to now reside in your heart space, and use the breath to make it more and more powerful. You may slip in and out of a visual, it's fine. Your asking creates the vibrational response within your mind and your heart and your spirit and your body. So just a few moments of invoking it, and you can come back to this during the meditation. See, feel, know that your heart is now expanded to the mother's heart, the divine heart, the cosmic heart, universal heart. And you've now installed this brilliant violet light from Source that empowers you to transmute even the deepest, darkest energetics that we're now going to touch, acknowledge, and open to in the act of oneness, in the act of inviting ourself and others to merge. So the breath begins with the in-breath. Imagine a group, a person, a country, a place that you would like to assist. Breathe in the pain, the suffering, the sadness, the grief, right into the heart, and take a moment for the transmutation. Take a moment before you release it back out so that you can really shift your focus to sending out the antidote. Love, a beautiful healing color that comes to you. Forgiveness, compassion, understanding, strength, courage, highest healing. Whatever your intention is, I'll begin and then we'll drop off into silence and you'll continue. Let's begin. Breathe in the fullest breath of opening you can, and breathe out fully to deepen the breath. And now think of that person or place or situation you want to heal and uplift. Breathe in their suffering right into this brilliant violet heart space. Send your love, your compassion, your caring right back out to that person or place or group. Breathe in the anger, perhaps, that you feel next or notice next. Allow it to sit in the violet flame and be transmuted to highest light, highest energy, back to Source, back to pure essence. and breathe it back out with love, with caring, with all your compassion. Breathe in frustration. I wish I could do more. Breathe out inspired action for them, for others, for the world. Breathe in desperation and breathe out wisdom and faith. Breathe in whatever you're feeling is there, and breathe out all of your heart love mixed with the violet ray. Find your own pace, find your own words and focus, and just keep offering yourself in service by receiving and accepting what's there and giving it back as an antidote. The most positive, uplifting vibration you can find. If you feel it accumulating and overwhelming you, remember to expand out to the cosmic heart. There's help here. Remember to allow the violet flame to move you through both your own sadness and grief and that of others. Good. Increase the love, not just in a caring, compassionate way, but in a joyous, happy way. Allow your joy to touch others. Allow your happiness to expand. It might feel counterintuitive to feel happy when others are suffering, but truly, your suffering doesn't help them. Your higher vibration is what heals. With each breath, increase the radiance that you're sending back out. I like to call it love light because I always feel and see it as both. And just notice what's happening both within you as you touch on some of the most tragic losses and senseless violence in the world, perhaps, that you feel like you can't deal with or handle any more of the pain. Notice how you're with it. And then notice the world that you're sending it to, the people, the group, the situation. Watch the transformation that is transpiring as we speak. Instead of a ball of gloom over the place and space, there's radiance. There's some light breaking through. There's beautiful oneness and connectedness. They may feel not as alone in their pain. They may feel a momentary embrace, a virtual hug, if you will, or a drop of hope in a sea of despair. You are doing that. May the divine platinum ray of great, powerful healing of source light, that beautiful platinum essence, cut through any final densities that you're experiencing yourself or that you want to send to your intended group. Breathe in this radiance and breathe it back out to whomever you're sharing it with. Once again, breathe in and breathe it back out. Namaste. My deepest prayer is that not only who you're praying for feels better, but you feel empowered and lighter and more capable of doing this yourself or in a group, that you always have something to do. This is the whole truth of our universe, that everything is vibration. And we can either add to the light and the healing of the world, or we can slip down into the suffering. And I pray that you are uplifted and you felt that and you transmuted whatever was within you and wherever you were sending it. I actually saw it I was sending to the school in Texas, and I began to see a brightness above that area towards the end. And so I encourage you to continue this practice, whether or not you get visuals, it's not necessary, but you will know that you are doing something eternally positive. This is a 1,000-year-old practice, and I've added for the empaths in all of us some extra power tools to help you to deal with it without feeling flooded by the suffering of others and in the world. So I pray that that is helpful for you on this beautiful day. And I know it's helping the world. So thank you for your service. Thank you for your beautiful antidotal positivity that you chose to send out with me, whether you're watching this live or on the replays. The energy is always here. The healing is happening in present time with you, with your alignment and intention. From my heart, from the cosmic heart, from the mother's heart to yours, namaste. Thank you. Thank you.